There is a great need for this. There are a lot of lonely people, and it does make such a big difference to your life. My name is Doris and I'm 91 years old. I live on my own. I have no family living nearby because my daughter's in America and my son's down in Shropshire.
My name is Margaret and I'm 89 at the end of this year. I live in a flat and I'm very lucky to have extremely good neighbours to help me because I'm registered blind.
Horace Carter, I'm 96-year-old and I live by myself.
My name is Gloria. I'm aged 88, a lovely round figure, and I live by myself.
My name is Margaret, but I get called Peggy. I'm 89. I live alone. My son and daughter live some distance away, so I don't see them very often. I think weekends are the worst when you live alone.
America. Don't take any notice of that.
All right, okay.
That's my son and his son. And that's my daughter with her husband. I do spend quite a lot of time on my own. Granddaughter. I am an only child, so I am used to solitary life to some extent, but particularly at weekends it can get very dull, nobody coming in, and you know that families are all together and it makes it rather hard for you.
Mrs. Ward, she said it would be very nice if you could go and join Contact because we go out once a month on a Sunday afternoon for afternoon tea.
Been involved with Contact about only about 3 years. Yeah. But it changed my life because I see so many more people.
Well, I didn't know what to expect, and I was very nervous at first. But from the very moment that Angie picked me up in the car, I felt relieved. I knew it was friendly. And when I got to the home, it was so welcoming. And everybody was kind. And I didn't feel a stranger at all, which I thought I would do. But it was lovely.
Well, in the first place, it was my daughter that got onto H Concern, and she made a list of what people to see and that, like, you know. And as a result of that, Mary Robinson came to see me. And she told me about it, and she asked me if I'd like to go. She says, so far, she says, you're the only man. She says, do you mind being with women? I said, no. I said, I find women easier to talk to.
I got to know about Contact the Elderly through the Batley Rotary Club. Mary Robinson, who's the regional development officer for this area, she came and spoke at the Rotary Club, and we decided that it was an excellent charity and something that our members could get involved in. And it wasn't just putting their hands in their pocket, it was doing some real work, which is around what Rotary is about, service above self. And the good thing was that there was all the backup from the national organisation for all the procedures and the safety checks, but without being too overbearing. And so Mary's always there as the regional development officer to bounce ideas off, ask queries of, have the support of the national charity, but once you're up and running, the coordinator can really develop the tea parties in the way they want to develop them.
We collect the guests that we're having, sometimes 2 at a time, but usually it's 1, and help them to the car, see that they're all comfortable, and basically get them to where we're going without any bother, and then get them out of the car and into the house and seated and comfortable where they are.
Jean, she's lovely. She's very, very kind, and she knows what I can do and what I can't do, and she always makes it, you know, very easy for me.
Bottoms first?
Yes, no, I'm going
No.
with my leg. Now, at one time, I used to walk down the drive with her to the car, but now she brings it right up to the door because I couldn't walk down the drive. And she's extremely nice.
Go and put the key in. You're in. You're plugged in.
The drivers as well, the help itself. I mean, David comes for me regular. I didn't know him before, and I think he's a real gentleman. He seems a good friend to me, which is worth more than any money.
We go into volunteer people's houses and they welcome us as a friend. We're made to feel very special. We're made to feel that we belong there and that we're part of their family.
We do go into different people's houses. People volunteer to have us provide tea for us, which I think is magnificent.
Well, it's lovely at the party. There's all kinds of sandwiches and sweet stuff, but I can't eat sweet stuff because I'm diabetic. But it's really nice, a real good do. And the people who run it couldn't do better if they were my own.
As time goes on, we go to the same people repeatedly, and so we get to know the house, to know the people themselves, to know their families, their background.
The Contact the Elderly invited us to a party in 2003, and I was so impressed by what they did and the enjoyment that the people got from it that Richard and I both decided that we really ought to do it, and we've been repaid handsomely. They are entertaining, they're informative, and they love it. They dress up, have a super time. And we get a big reward from their enjoyment. I was aware of what the requirements of the elderly are and what they miss and what they would like to do, which is meet people and be entertained.
At first I was a little bit, with not being able to see people, I was just a little bit worried about it. But now they know me, they know I can't see, and they do sort of, well, they make me very, very welcome, and they're great help. And all the helpers, you know, they bring me my cups of tea and see that I can get hold of a cup and everything. They are extremely nice, and the drivers are all very, very nice.
Well, the best thing, in my opinion, is the company, because we've been on my own day after day, day after day. It's lovely to be in company.
Looking at other people's homes instead of sitting in your own all the time and getting in a different environment is so much wanted. That's the best part of it. They make you feel as if you really, really wanted, and you're necessary as older people. And that is what we need to keep us going. And mind you, it must be happening such a lot these days, I think, because we're all staying so young. Yeah.
It's wonderful going to someone's home. It's warm, it's welcoming. It just accepted me as a new girl, and I was part of the family. That's what I felt. Quite at home with them.
I don't know how we all find so much to chat about, but we do.
There's a mixed group because the drivers are usually a lot younger than we are, so we're not all old together.
As a volunteer, it's about us reaching out to them and then helping them with what they require. The nice thing about Contact the Elderly is I don't normally meet people of that age. because my own mother's died and I don't have a grandmother, so it's like an extended family. So that friendship that you create with them, it's not just my involvement with the community, but also me being able to give something to the community, and then for them also realising that we are all working together. And in our particular situation, the group that I work with, I think there's lots of things that we share with each other, which is more than friendship.
We get to know each other better, and we can talk about how we feel when we're on our own, and sometimes knowing the problems that they've got helps you to cope with the problems that you've got.
Moisturising hand cream, badly needed. The only thing you need is a house with not too many steps, in fact, preferably minimal number of steps because of the requirements of some of the elderly, and a downstairs loo which would save them climbing upstairs. Basically, you have to provide afternoon tea, which isn't an ordeal for anyone. They're only here for 2 hours, so out of your year, that is a really small piece.
I think they require somebody who wants to listen, because they want to tell you an awful lot. Remember, they have had a vast life experience, so they want to share that with somebody, and I think if it's me that they want to share it with, you know, it's nice for them, and it's nice for me to listen to it as well, you know.
Well, the role of the coordinator is really to bring the whole thing together like a spider's web. The coordinator needs to know the hosts, needs to know the clients, and needs to know the volunteers. And it's really just making sure each month that all comes together and works. And that's the joy of it, that when you see it all work, it's very, very rewarding.
If you can keep looking forward and having things to do, it helps enormously in old age, and Contact the Elderly is just perfect in that way.
A lot of thanks should be given to the volunteers who have us and who take us. They're very caring people, and if it wasn't for them, this wouldn't work. So, 3 cheers for them.
I just love seeing people enjoying themselves. And I've always enjoyed that. I like people to enjoy themselves. And these people really do enjoy themselves when they come.
It's one of the things in my life, really. It's always in my diary, and it's always there, and I'm always ready to go and be picked up and brought back, and it's lovely. I really do enjoy it. It's one of my highlights, I think.
It's one of the most enjoyable outings that anybody could have. We're made such a fuss of.
It's 2 hours one Sunday, and afterwards you just get such a buzz because you know you've made somebody's afternoon.
I would recommend it to anyone.